The explosive showdown between Sierra, Mendeecees, and Yandy is the kind of scandal nobody saw coming, but now everyone can't stop buzzing about. Sources whisper that a supposedly chill evening spiraled into a chaotic whirlwind of accusations, tears, and a jaw-dropping slap that left the entire crew speechless. Word on the street is, it all kicked off when Yandy, finally fed up, dropped a bombshell that flipped the entire vibe upside down. Fans tracking their messy saga had sensed cracks, but nobody was ready for this level of drama. Picture this. Friends. Hanging out, laughter floating around, glasses raised for a toast. Then boom, Yandy leans in and drops a truth so seismic it shook the room. As those words hit, Sierra's face morphed instantly. Eyewitnesses said the mood turned from cozy to arctic in the blink of an eye. Feelings exploded. Voices escalated. Then, without missing a beat, Sierra slapped Mendeecees right in front of everyone. Social media blew up instantly, fans scrambling to react. Some cheered Sierra for standing tall, others questioned her timing, and what exactly Yandy revelation was about. One thing's clear, this wild pregnancy drama split not only the crew but the fans too, leaving everyone desperate for answers. The night, now infamous for chaos and heartbreak, actually started calm. Sierra strutted in confident, dressed to kill, lighting up the room with her smile as pals welcomed her warmly. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was already seated, casually sipping, showing zero hint of the storm brewing. Early moments were almost perfect. Laughter, music, glasses clinking, conversations overlapping. But in a crew with a history this messy and feelings this fragile, peace never sticks. Nobody expected Yandy to shatter the fragile calm with her sudden bombshell. Yandy words sliced through the room like a razor-sharp blade. She'd been unusually quiet all night, nursing her wine and watching everyone like a hawk. Then, just as the laughter hit its peak, she leaned in, voice calm but dripping with weight. "I can't keep this inside any longer," she declared, voice cutting across the table. All eyes snapped to her, smiles evaporating instantly. Sierra froze mid-bite, fork suspended in midair. Mendeecees hifted nervously, eyes darting toward Yandy as if begging her to zip it. Too late. Yandy pressed on. "There's something Sierra deserves to know, something buried way too long." The room fell silent, whispers spreading like wildfire as guests leaned in, hungry for the drama, about to explode. The tension thickened like smoke. Sierra's voice wavered when she finally demanded, "What are you talking about, Yandy?" You could almost feel the tension radiating off her, fingers tapping nervously, body bracing for impact. Yandy inhaled deep and dropped her truth bomb, carefully chosen words designed to ruin the vibe. "I know the secret. What Mendeecees has been hiding from you," she said, sharp but oddly sympathetic and frustrated. The words hung heavy, freezing time. Mendeecees scrambled to cut in, voice desperate. "Yandy, not now. Don't do this. Here." But his plea only made everyone lean in closer. Sierra's face twisted, confused, then scared, then furious. "A secret from me? What could be so big you kept it hidden?" Her tone snapped like a whip through the silence. Then Yandy unleashed the real bombshell. Whispers of a pregnancy, and Mendeecees was the center of it. "He's been lying." Gasps erupted. Forks dropped, jaws hit the floor. Friends stared wide-eyed, unbelieving. Sierra stiffened, eyes locked on. "Mendeecees like daggers. Is it true? Tell me now." Her voice cracked, soaked in betrayal and rage. Mendeecees stammered, confidence evaporating under the spotlight. "Sierra, listen. It's not what you think. It got complicated. I didn't want to hurt you." That pathetic excuse only fueled her fury. She slammed to her feet, chair screeching. Like the chaos inside her. "Complicated? You call this complicated?" Her hand trembled as she jabbed at him, breaths uneven and wild. The room erupted into whispers, gasps, shocked murmurs, some covering mouths like the world just ended. One friend hissed, "Seriously? Right now?" Another chimed in, "Wait till the fans get wind of this mess." Sierra's fury snapped like a live wire. Before anyone could blink, her hand cracked sharply across Mendeecees' face. Silence. Slammed down instantly, louder gasps bouncing off the walls, disbelief thick enough to choke. Mendeecees sat frozen, cheeks stinging, eyes wide like he'd just been hit by a truth truck. Because he had. "You made a fool of me!" Sierra screamed, tears threatening to spill. "You had me smiling, trusting, while you were hiding this from me." Her voice broke, raw anger and heartbreak seeping from every word. Mendeecees reached out, voice soft, almost begging, "Please, let me explain. It's not what it looks like." But Sierra jerked away, head shaking, refusing to listen. Yandy sat stone-faced, unreadable. Some figured she felt justified dropping this bomb. Others swore she picked the worst moment in history. Either way, the damage was done. The table shifted uneasily, caught between rooting for Sierra and dodging the chaos unraveling like a live grenade. One friend whispered, "Dinner just turned war zone." And that's exactly what it felt like. Words like bullets, silences slicing deeper than knives. Sierra's gaze never left Mendeecees, heart pounding, breaths ragged, betrayal settling like poison. Social media would blow this up in minutes. But right there, inside that suffocating room, it was brutal, raw, and unforgettable. Emotions soared. The cracks were gone. Only gaping wounds remained. The slap echoed sharp and cold, killing every laugh, every secret whisper. Mendeecees stayed frozen, hand instinctively grazing his burning cheek, eyes wide with disbelief that everything had just changed forever. His voice faltered, and for the first time in ages, Mendeecees looked exposed, like a man caught naked, in front of the world. Sierra's chest rose and fell violently, her face flushed with fury, tears threatening but stubbornly held back. Her words cut the silence like a razor. "You really thought you could fool me? That I'd stay quiet, smiling, while you lived your double life behind my back?" Guests shifted uneasily, eyes darting, some covering their mouths in shock. A low murmur spread, growing louder with every second of tense silence. One whispered, "Did that seriously just happen?" Another muttered, "This is about to get real ugly." Mendeecees finally croaked out, voice shaky and soft, "Sierra, please." "Not here. Let's talk privately. I never wanted it to come out like this." But Sierra wasn't having any of it. She laughed, a bitter, cutting sound dripping with pain. "Private? No more hiding. You've been sneaking behind my back, lying. To my face, every day for months. You made me believe in something real while you hid your secrets. Well, guess what? The truth's out now. No more hiding." Yandy, sitting stiff as a board after her earlier bombshell, raised her eyes calmly. "Sierra, I told you because you deserve the truth. It wasn't fair to keep you in the dark while whispers swirled behind your back. I couldn't watch you build a future on lies." Sierra spun on her, eyes blazing fire. "You say you care, but you chose the most humiliating way to spill it. You wanted this spectacle. You wanted me broken in front of everyone. If you cared, you'd have told me privately, not on stage." Some guests nodded in agreement, while others whispered that maybe Yandy did the right thing by ripping off the bandage fast. One leaned over, murmuring, "No matter how you slice it, this is a disaster." Mendeecees stepped forward, desperation dripping from his voice. "Stop turning on each other. This isn't about Yandy. It's about my mistakes. Sierra, please. I was going to tell you. I just didn't know how." "How?" Sierra's bitter laugh snapped back sharper. "You didn't know? Or you were too scared to face what had happened when I found out? You thought I'd cry quietly in a corner while you smiled for the cameras? Well, look at me now. I'm done hiding. You are." The tension snapped like a live wire, unbearable. Then finally, a guest broke the silence, voice loud and shaking. "This isn't even the whole story." The entire room gasped simultaneously, eyes snapping to the bold guest. Sierra froze, her rage replaced by a sharp suspicion. "What do you mean, the whole story?" she asked, voice dangerously calm. The guest hesitated, regretting speaking, up but refusing to back down. "There are rumors. It's not just about the pregnancy. People say he's been spotted with someone else, someone we all know." That hit like a second bomb, shock rippling across every face. Audible gasps, heads, turning to Mendeecees, hunting for denial or confession. Mendeecees' expression hardened instantly. "That's a lie," he barked, voice harsher than before. "Don't drag others into this. Don't spread rumors without facts." His defensiveness only stoked more suspicion. Sierra's fists clenched, tears finally streaming down her cheeks. "So there is more. After everything, you still can't be honest. Who is it? Who else have you betrayed me with?" Guests whispered, energy spiraling into frenzy. One murmured, "This is about to explode online." Another shook their head. "He looks guilty, no doubt about it." Yandy leaned forward, eyes razor sharp. "Don't try to dismiss this as gossip. If it's not true, say it. Look her in the eye and say, 'I've been faithful.'" Silence fell. Mendeecees opened his mouth, but hesitation betrayed him before words escaped. That pause was all Sierra needed. She grabbed her bag, voice trembling with rage. "You've already answered without a word. You disgust me." She stormed toward the door, heels clicking, like gunshots. Mendeecees lunged after her, desperation pouring out. "Please don't walk away like this. Let's talk. Let's fix this. I never meant to hurt you. I still love you." Sierra spun, tears streaking her face, but voice steel strong. "Love doesn't humiliate me. Love doesn't leave me last to... No, love doesn't feel like this." The door slammed behind her, echoing through the stunned silence. No one moved. Mendeecees stood, chest heaving, staring at the closed door. Guests glanced at each other, torn between sympathy and avoidance. The air thick with judgment, pity, and curiosity. Then phones buzzed, already lighting up with posts. Captions like, "The most shocking fight of the season, Sierra just slapped." "The truth out of him," they said. And within minutes, clips of the slap, the shouting, and Sierra's dramatic exit were blowing up online, guaranteed viral before the night was done. Yandy sat silently, hands folded, expression unreadable. One thing was undeniable. Whether she regretted the timing or not, the damage was already done. Families split, friendships rattled, and a relationship dangled by a thread. Mendeecees finally collapsed into a chair, burying his face in his hands. "I never wanted it to end like this," he murmured, voice cracking. But the truth was, it already had, and there's no going back. The room fell into stunned silence. After Sierra's stormy exit, the door slam still ringing. Nobody moved, as if even a breath would shatter the tense air. Mendeecees hunched over, trembling, a man who'd just lost everything. And maybe he had. Yandy's eyes stayed locked on him, unreadable. Some saw sympathy, others swore they caught a flicker of triumph. Finally, she broke the silence, voice steady. She deserved the truth. Better now than building her life on lies. But that didn't sit well. A guest snapped back, voice sharp. "Better? You humiliated her in front of everyone. You didn't save her, you broke her." Murmurs swelled around the table. Yandy's jaw clenched, but she stood firm. Sometimes the truth hurts more when it's hidden. "I didn't create his secrets. I just refused to cover for him." His eyes red and hollow. Mendeecees snapped. "Stop pretending you did her a favor. You don't know what you just unleashed. She hates me now. She might never forgive me." Before anyone could respond, the door slammed open again. Everyone spun around, bracing for Sierra to storm back, ready for round two. But nope, it was one of her closest friends, who'd clearly tracked her down and brought updates. The tension skyrocketed as she declared, "Sierra's done for real. Not coming back. Doesn't even want to see his face again." The words hit Mendeecees like a knife. He dropped his gaze, whispering, "She doesn't mean that." But the friend's grim expression said otherwise. Another guest leaned toward Yandy, voice low but sharp enough for all to hear. "You wanted this. You wanted it all to crumble." Yandy bristled, firing back, "Don't twist my intentions. I've always cared about Sierra. The truth had to come out eventually. I couldn't let her be blindsided later." The room split, voices rising, some applauding Yandy for exposing the lie, others condemning her for staging a public humiliation, perfectly timed for maximum drama. Truth Bomb was already trending in whispered debates, brave or betrayal. Suddenly Mendeecees pushed up, voice raw and breaking. Enough! Just shut up! None of you know what it's like trying to protect the ones you love while carrying mistakes that can't be undone. Yes, I screwed up. Yes, I hurt her. But none of you know the whole story, so stop playing judge. Silence fell, but the curiosity didn't. One guest cocked their head. Then spill the full story, because right now it looks like you've been lying to everyone. Mendeecees hesitated, eyes darting across the expectant circle. His lips trembled as he confessed, I never wanted to be the villain. I never meant to hurt Sierra. That night everyone's obsessed with? It wasn't what it seemed. Things spiraled, and yeah, I made terrible choices. But it wasn't just betrayal, it was fear. I didn't know how to face the truth. His words sounded genuine, but that vagueness only poured gasoline on the fire. Someone scoffed. So, you're scared and she's the one humiliated? That makes it okay? He clenched his fists. No, nothing makes it okay. But don't act like I don't love her, I do. And I'll fight for her no matter how badly tonight went. Yandy exhaled sharply, quieter now. Sometimes love isn't enough when trust is shattered. Outside, the drama was just as wild. Sierra paced the sidewalk, her phone buzzing nonstop as the chaos exploded online. Fans were tearing every detail apart. Hashtags with her name trending, some calling her a queen for standing up, others accusing her of walking into a trap. One viral tweet screamed, "The slap heard round the world. Sierra just ended Mendeecees." Live on camera. Her friend urged, "Don't let them win, Sierra. You showed your strength. You don't need him to define you." Sierra's voice cracked. Strength? I feel broken. Everything I believed in shattered in front of everyone. How do I even face them now? Back inside, tension skyrocketed again when a notorious drama stirrer smirked. Honestly, this was bound to happen. Too many secrets, too many lies. The house of cards had to fall. That pushed Mendeecees to snap. You sit there gossiping. Like it's entertainment, but this is my life, my family, my heart on the line. Don't reduce it to your amusement. Yet even as he spoke, the energy shifted. Guests were already plotting their social spins. One whispered, "This will be the season's headline." Another smirked, "And it's just getting started. Think tonight was bad? Wait for what's next." The room buzzed with dread and anticipation. One thing was crystal clear. No matter how Mendeecees begged, no matter how Yandy defended herself, and no matter... Sierra's hand rose, steady and firm. No, there's nothing left to explain. Her voice was low but packed with unshakable resolve. You lied to me. You betrayed me. And whatever this love you speak of was, it died the moment you chose secrets over us. The room hung, on her every word, the silence now heavier than before. Mendeecees' hopeful expression faded, replaced by a mix of pain and defeat. Yandy watched silently, her eyes flickering with sympathy and regret. Sierra took a deep breath, then continued. I'm done. Not just with you, but with everything this has become. She glanced around the room, locking eyes with the guests who'd witnessed the fallout. You all saw it tonight. What trust destroyed looks like. With that, she turned sharply and walked out again, leaving a stunned crowd behind. Mendeecees sank deeper into his chair, the weight of loss finally settling in. The night had changed everything. Relationships, reputations, and lives. And now there was no going back. Her voice cut through the tension like steel. Enough! She took a steady breath, eyes scanning every face in the room. This isn't just about me and Mendeecees. It's about every one of you who pretends you don't see the cracks in your own truths, about how easily you judge without knowing the full story. Her gaze landed back on Mendeecees, cold but resolute. I'm not the victim here, I'm the survivor. And survivors don't crumble under pressure, they walk away stronger. Mendeecees' shoulders slumped, the fight draining from him. The Room remained silent, hanging on her every word, waiting for what came next. Sierra straightened her posture and added, "I'm done letting lies define my story. I'm done letting anyone else decide my worth." With that, she turned, the echoes of her footsteps loud in the stillness as she left the room once more. This time, not just walking away from Mendeecees, but from the shattered trust that once bound them. All right, buckle up because Sierra just dropped the mic, and a truth bomb that's shaking this whole saga to its core. "This is my life, my pain, and my call," she declared, icy and unapologetic. "I'm done. Done with lies, betrayal, and you, Mendeecees." Talk about dropping the hammer. Mendeecees, gasping for one last lifeline, begged for a fix. Therapy, fresh starts, you name it, but nope. She cut him off cold. "I won't rebuild a house made of lies." With each determined step to the exit, jaws dropped, phones snapped, and fingers flew, because this was prime viral content. Just before disappearing, Sierra tossed a final warning. Never settle for half-truths. When the truth hits, it wrecks everything. Then, boom, the door slammed, sealing Mendeecees' fate. He crumpled in defeat, sobbing like we've never seen him before. Yandy softened for a second but stayed icy, whispering, "Sometimes things have to fall apart to change." Meanwhile, outside, Sierra's phone blew up, fans flooding her feed with love and that slap, iconic, buzzing everywhere. And trust me, this isn't the end. People are already dying to see if she'll spill more tea or just walk away for good. Stay tuned, because this drama's just heating up. All right, drama lovers, grab your popcorn because this dinner didn't just end, it imploded. Guests bolted in small cliques, whispering wild theories, juicy gossip, and predictions that would make your head spin. One savvy guest zipped up their coat and hissed, "This isn't a fight, it's a full-on war kickoff." Mark my words. This mess is about to blow way bigger. Meanwhile, Mendeecees sat broken, defeated, while Yandy ghosted out with a poker face that screamed, "I'm hiding something." Did she win? Or did she unleash chaos no one can control? The jury's still out. As the night faded, one thing was crystal clear. This was no ordinary reality show drama. This was devastation in HD. Families shattered, friendships fractured, and a fan base split right down the middle. For everyone watching, this is the kind of explosive moment that'll get replayed, analyzed, and debated for years. The saga of Sierra, Mendeecees, and Yandy just etched itself into reality TV history as one of the wildest, most heart-wrenching showdowns ever, with no neat ending in sight. From fiery words to that iconic slap, emotions ran high and the room was a war zone. Sierra didn't just walk away from Mendeecees. She left an entire chapter behind, leaving fans heartbroken yet inspired. Mendeecees, speechless and crushed by his own choices. And Yandy Truth Bomb? It shattered the room, splitting friends, family, and fans into opposing camps. Was she Sierra's protector or the villain savoring the chaos? The fallout's just getting started. Social media's buzzing with questions. Will Sierra drop more secrets? Can Mendeecees ever fix this? Or is it really over? And Yandy, friend, foe, or wildcard? Only time will tell. This night will go down as one of the most explosive showdowns ever, and the chatter it sparked is far from over.